someone gets their balls crushed in this movie. So,
oh, yeah, I completely forgot that happened. I guess that's the glorious part.
Yeah. So Joseph and I just saw the finale to the X trilogy, MaXXXine, but it's spelled M-A-X, MaXXXine. So I actually reviewed the first two. I reviewed X and I reviewed Pearl. So y'all already know my thoughts on them. Basically, I like them both. They're fun. Like, X is a fun, schlocky little horror movie, and Pearl is a fun character study with a good performance. I like them both. But Joseph, what do you think of the first two?
Of X and Pearl?
Yeah.
So I saw like Pearl like maybe 3 days ago to get ready for this one because I hadn't seen it yet. And I mean, it was a good performance by Mia Goth. That's her name, right?
Yeah.
Good performance by her. Didn't know Superman was in that movie.
Oh yeah.
And then I don't know, it's pretty basic storyline. Like you said, it's more of a character study from who that person was from X. But I guess I wasn't impressed, but I wasn't disappointed or anything. It was just kind of like, I guess, mid, as people say now. I think I like X more because just the premise of that movie kind of took me by surprise.
Yeah. And
it's more, I guess, Texas Chainsaw in that with like a sex tape.
It's like
yeah. I think I like X over Pearl when it comes to those movies.
Yeah. So, Mia Goth is going to be in Blade.
Yeah, I heard about that. She's one of the villains, right?
Yeah, I'm excited. Mia Goth's great.
Is this like the main thing she's been in? Is there anything else she's been in that I might know about or not?
She was in a horror movie called Nymphomaniac, which I don't know.
It's a horror movie?
Kind of, not really.
Doesn't it have like Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, I think she's married to Shia LaBeouf in real life. But
no.
They have a kid together.
Oh, they have a kid. I don't know if they're married.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, they're together. I don't know. Okay.
But he's a baby daddy.
Shia LaBeouf.
He had some personal problems. Anyways,
we're
getting off track here.
Welcome to the review of Mia Goth's love life. No, but I like Mia Goth. She's really good. So I was excited for this movie, but at the same time I was like, what the hell is it going to be about? Because I was like, I mean, X and Pearl, they're both kind of standalone stories. I don't really see how you can continue this, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I went into this movie expecting it to be decent, to enjoy it. I really liked Pearl, and I liked X a lot, so I'm like, I'll probably get a kick out of this. But I really like this movie, actually. I think it's my favorite of the trilogy.
Same.
Some people, might not like it as much as the other two. They're all different. I feel like it's just going to come down to personal preference because they're all pretty different movies.
In terms of style?
Yeah, in terms of style, tone.
Tone and set, like...
Yeah, this one's a lot goofier than the other two, I think.
It's more 80s.
It's more, yeah, for sure. The opening scene of this movie is like if you didn't know it was in the 80s, you're gonna know. But this movie has a good cast too. Mm-hmm. Like, it's got some big stars. It's got Halsey, who I like her music. It's got Gus Fring playing Saul Goodman, so that's pretty cool. And it's got Bobby Cannavale and
Michelle Monaghan.
Yeah,
Monaghan.
It's got a good cast.
Lily
and Collins, my girl. But
has a great cast and a great soundtrack, I would say.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack was really good. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a fun mystery thriller, and I liked its portrayal of Hollywood. And this is gonna seem like a backhanded compliment, but I like how sleazy this movie feels at times. Like, it really helps with the tone, and I don't know. Normally I don't really care for movies like that, but I think it really works here. And I like the main character. In X, she's just the final girl. She's just the girl that survives, and it's fine. But in this one, they made her more of a character, and she's more interesting, and Mia Goth is really good. It's a great performance. Obviously, I think Pearl is more gonna be, as the years goes on, I think Pearl is gonna be her most iconic of the three, just because it is so like it's
There's
just
more to play with that character.
Yeah, she has more to chew on there. Mm-hmm. Here, she's playing a much more reserved person. Like, here, she's playing a person that could exist in real life.
She's more badass.
Yeah, and no, she's great in this movie, and yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. You have anything to say about it before we go into spoilers?
7 out of 10, like the last couple movies.
Yeah, I give this an X, or no, I give this in Pearl an 8, and I give X a 7.
Yeah, I did not go into the movie with expectations.
Not me either.
Really?
I was like,
but I came out having a better time than I thought I would.
It's a fun movie.
I like this movie a lot more than I thought I did. I think my only complaint is maybe, I think me and you agree on this. Won't get into spoilers. It's just the ending, where
yeah, it's not that the ending is bad.
No.
It's just the execution of it could have been a lot better.
yeah, okay, we'll say that in spoilers. But yeah, that's probably my only complaint on the movie. I enjoyed every character, the cast, set pieces,
Yeah.
music.
If you like,
every performance, everything was top notch.
yeah, if you like the first two, I think you'll like this one. I can't imagine anybody that likes the first two just hating this one. You know what I mean?
Like this is kind of like, in a way, Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Slasher.
I was trying to think. I was like, man, this is like Friday the 13th meets something.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. It's Boogie Nights. It feels a lot like Boogie Nights. It's kind of sleazy, like how that movie is.
So I'll say, if you're in for a good time, I think this brings that.
This is a good movie. It's good to see with your friends. If you have a date, go. I think this is a good date night movie. You know, I mean, we wouldn't know. We're not dating, but you know. But yeah, I mean, if you got a date, take this movie. If you got friends, take this movie. Or if you're just a horror fan,
I'll say, if you're craving for some horror right now.
yeah. This is definitely a good choice. So you want to get into spoilers?
Yeah.
So, the villain of this movie is the Night Stalker, who was a real serial killer, but they kind of change it here to where it's a fictional character. But it ties back into the first one in a really cool way. I thought in the first one, throughout the movie, you see this evangelical kind of guy like talking about sins and how Hollywood is doing all this like satanic shit, and then at the end, it's revealed that he's the main character's dad, which I thought was a cool reveal. And the way they tie that into this movie was, I thought, really, really fun. It's pretty goofy. Like, he's a goofy ass character,
but that's how those people were.
Yeah, but like
when it came to satanic shit.
Yeah, like it is goofy, but it doesn't feel like it's out of place with the movie.
Yeah.
But you're right. It is funny, like thinking about like when movies like that. Like now, nobody cares. You know what I mean? But like back then, when like stuff like Friday the 13th came out,
deal.
People were like, "This is satanic. This is ruining our kids." You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the villain of this movie. He's really goofy, but he's fun to watch, and you know, like I said, it ties back to the first one. Giancarlo Esposito in this movie, he's not in it a lot, but he's so fun to watch because he's just playing Saul Goodman, which is really like, never thought I'd see that, because you're used to see him play like a reserved.
Well, it's just funny, you see him and you automatically think Gus, so whenever he's not that, you're like, oh, cool,
because he plays Gus in everything. He plays, you know, in The Boys.
He kind of got typecast.
Yeah.
Even Mandalorian. Excuse me.
He's in a video. He was in a video game, Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
He's playing the same character, except this time he has a Chilean accent.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Hey man, it works. If it works, it works.
That's his paycheck.
But it was nice to see him actually play like a character, you know, that's not Gus Fring.
I think me and you probably, Kevin Bacon's the one that stood out the most.
All right, besides Mia Goth, Kevin Bacon just steals the show in this movie. He is so much fun. He plays like a private investigator, but kind of like the villain of this movie. He knows this is a goofy character, so he just really embraces that. And he's like, every scene he's in, he's just like chewing on the scenery, and it's just so much fun to watch. And his death scene in this movie is so like
rewarding.
It's so satisfying.
Yeah, I really like this character in this movie. Yeah, I thought we needed it.
Yeah, and the mystery aspect of this movie was good too. You know, like it's not really hard to see where it goes, but it's still like interesting seeing like what this all is. And I like the portrayal of Hollywood in this movie, like I said earlier. It's gonna seem kind of weird, but I like how this movie and X, Pearl really doesn't, but this and X, I like how they portray like the porn industry, because you think of it as like this really shitty, sleazy place. And these movies like say like it's just like any other job, really. You know, it might seem weird to like somebody who's not used to that thing, but just like any other job.
They take it as this is what we do.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. It's more in X than in this one, but if anything, Hollywood seems more of a shitty place than the porn industry in these movies. Honestly, maybe not like shitty, but like a little more harsh.
Would not know. I haven't been in either, Brendan.
I'm just saying based on these movies.
But
yeah. So yeah, me and Joseph said earlier that we have one complaint with this movie. It's not huge. No, it doesn't ruin the movie or anything, but I'll let Joseph take it away.
So the movie, towards the end of the movie, they end up catching, what was his name?
The Night Stalker.
Night Stalker, which ended up being MaXXXine's dad.
Yeah. And
it takes place at the MaXXXine in Beverly Hills.
Which was cool.
Yeah, it was a cool set piece. Not many movies I can think of actually use that.
You think more would?
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm
the only movie I can think of that ever used that set piece was Friends with Benefits. I don't know if you ever saw that movie.
Oh, is that the one with Justin Timberlake?
Mm-hmm.
No, I've never seen it. You know what? It did remind me of. Have you ever seen BoJack Horseman?
No, not yet.
There's a scene. That's a good show. There's a scene near the beginning of the show. Somebody steals the D from the Hollywood sign.
Oh, really?
So the rest of the show they just call it Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Yeah, they never put the D back, which is funny. But anyways, go ahead.
Anyways, there's so the Night Stalker ends up getting shot by one of the detectives, and MaXXXine has a shotgun over him, and the police come in a helicopter with the light shining down on him. And she gives this monologue speech that basically her dad said to her when she was little about,
I do not accept the life I don't deserve.
Mm-hmm. And it was kind of building up to that, as going back and forth with her walking down the red carpet at the premiere of her movie that they were filming.
Yeah, and
and she was doing an interview with a news reporter or whatever.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like it was building up to a climax to where when she finally said that line,
it cuts to black.
And then she blew her dad's head off.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to black. I felt like that was a good high end.
That's the saddest. Like I was feeling like a real high there. I'm like, man, this is satisfying as hell.
And then end up fading back, and we go back to MaXXXine on set, and they're talking about the prior actress that died on set, and then she's talking with the director, and they're filming a scene with a prop of her head on the bed.
Yeah.
And it just kind of like
feels tacked on.
Mm-hmm, like you had such a high end point, a good position to end the film on.
Really triumphant.
And then you added just like 2 extra minutes that didn't really need to be in there or add anything, so it just kind of felt like, oh, so you could have taken those 2 minutes out. I just felt like,
because in my head I was watching it and it showed her at the premiere, and I was really like, that's a good place to end it. Like it's satisfying. It wraps up the character. She made it. And then it cuts back to her with the gun, and then I thought to myself, oh, was that just a dream sequence and she's gonna go to jail? And then it cuts to her back on set, so it's like, well, no, that's not a dream. It's probably gonna happen. So yeah, it feels like when they don't really do it much anymore, but I used to see Blu-rays all the time with movies, and like one of the things on the box, it would say like with an extended ending, and most of the time it's just like, there's a reason you cut that out for theaters. And that's what this felt like. I would love an edit of this movie where it cuts off the last like 3 minutes, and it just ends right there.
It's only 2 or 3 minutes, but it's just something that you feel during the moment. They're like, oh,
yeah, it's like you're at a high, and then you come down a little bit, and then the movie ends, and you're like, oh, okay. I mean, it didn't ruin the movie or anything.
No, but it's just something that we noticed while watching it.
Yeah. Maybe I definitely want to rewatch this movie someday. Maybe it'll be a little better knowing it's coming, but I mean, either way, it's a satisfying conclusion.
I guess they had it in there just to give the audience like, well, what, the rest of the cast didn't give a shit about the other actress for dying.
I'm sure some of them did.
Yeah, but like that they didn't include that, like letting the audience not like, oh, end up dead grieving over her.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't like upset. I was just like, you could just you could have done this better. But at the end of the day, it was still it's a satisfying conclusion, which, if you know me, I think I've said this before, but like a lot of times, like if you can give me like a really, really good ending, then it'll make me think more positively about the whole thing.
Because that's the last thing you're left with thinking about.
Yeah, you could give me like a 7 out of 10 movie, but if you have like a badass ending, it could bump it up to like a 9. You know what I mean?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah. The ending of that movie is the best part.
Than the whole movie.
Yeah. Trying to think of a movie with a bad ending.
I mean,
like ruins the whole thing.
Shit. Game of Thrones?
Yeah, that was.
I was gonna say, I give this movie a lot of props, I guess, because very rarely in a trilogy is the third one the best one, or
there's a few, level. But yeah. Usually the second one's the best. That's the common thing.
Usually by the third one, it kind of burnt out. Like,
yeah, you can tell.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Hangover
3 is terrible.
Shrek
3 is bad. Yeah, no, a lot of time. The only trilogy I can think of where the third one is the best one
Lord of the Rings.
is Lord of the Rings. Maybe Toy Story. That's it.
Honestly, yeah. Spider-Man. Still one of the best.
Talk about No Way Home or Spider-Man 3?
Oh, Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3 is fucking.
You think No Way Home is the worst of the
It's
Tom Holland trilogy?
No. It's my favorite of the Tom trilogy is Homecoming.
Okay. Yeah, Far From Home is the worst.
No Way Home, man. I talk mad shit about that movie because, listen, man. Never, I don't want to.
I have no idea you felt this way.
no. Listen to me. No Way Home is fun. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, but yeah. Final thoughts, man. I would give this movie an 8. I'm really excited for it to come to Max because every A24 movie comes to Max, and yeah, I mean, the trilogy is going to be a really great like Halloween watch party with your friends. All 3 of these movies are great movies to watch with friends.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'd give this movie an 8. I highly recommend it. I can't wait. I can't wait to see Mia Goth and more stuff. Can't wait to see her in Blade.
Hopefully she gets to do. Hopefully she doesn't just become a scream queen. Like she's able to branch out of horror.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but she was in another horror movie called Infinity Pool. But like, she's a good actress. Like in this movie, she has a lot of good performances where you're like, this is a good performance. Like not just for a horror movie, but
the
just
opening scene where she's portraying her acting.
Oh
for
yeah,
the audition. Like,
that was great.
That
Like
in itself.
there's like at the beginning of the movie, she has this audition and it's like this emotional scene. You're like, damn, like she just like, and then like when it's over, she just like snaps right out of it.
She's acting.
Yeah. Maybe that scene was in just to be like, hey, listen, she can, she's talented.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mia Goth.
That's Mia Goth's audition tape in the movie.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Mia Goth, I don't know if you're watching this, but if you are, good job. Not that you need my approval.
Do you have actual eyebrows?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Like like on Pro X.
I think they're just really light.
Like sometimes just where I don't see any on her, I'm like, did she shave? And there's something like she's drawn on, and there's something like where she has actual eyebrows.
I don't know.
So I just don't know.
I got the sense that they're there. They're just really, really light.
And I see like photos of her on red carpet. I just like, so I don't know.
Her voice in real life is like way different than her voice in this movie.
Yeah.
You got to listen to it.
Is it like Christian Bale? Like, holy shit, I didn't know he was British.
Well, the thing, she is like British, but her voice is like super high pitched. She sounds like a chipmunk, like for real.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, like I can't do it, but like yeah, But yeah, what would you give this movie?
7.
7, yeah.
I guess 7.5. I gave X like a 7 and Pro like a 6.
Yeah. So good trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
good horror movies. Thank you all for watching. I don't know what the next review will be. I guess Despicable Me 4, because fuck my life. But yeah, see you guys later. Bye.